as William Hastings, Matthew Lillard, Big Ed Hurley himself, Everett McGill, James Hurley, James Marshall, my favorite Lucy Moran, Kimmy Robertson, Bobby Briggs, Dana Ashbrook, Gary Hutchins, Tim Roth, Jamie E. Jones, Ms. Naomi Watts, and last but not least, Special Agent Dale Cooper,
David and I are good friends, and we visit with each other frequently, and I would always, during the conversation, and they were always a couple of hours of just sort of revisiting old territory, I would always say, you ever think about maybe going back to Twin Peaks, maybe? And David was always just kind of very non-committal about it, and he never sort of said yes or no, but it was definitely probably a no at that time. So.
And then what happened? Was it a phone call? Was it a...
It was a cryptic phone call. So he called and said, I needed to speak with you. And I said, okay. And he said, but I can't speak to you over the phone about this. And I was like, okay. So I knew I was in trouble for something, or he wanted to talk about something that I hoped he wanted to talk about. So we met in a hotel room in New York, and he had coffee there, which is always nice. And he said he and Mark were writing and had found a way back to Twin Peaks, and was I up for the journey? And I said, I've never left Twin Peaks, David. I said, I'm ready to go. So
David was going to go out to his Twitter crowd and see whether or not someone knew about my whereabouts. And somebody sent him a telephone number of an empty house I have where I keep a couple of vintage cars. And I just happened to be there. I show up at this place maybe every couple of weeks to drive the cars. And I got this yellow rotary phone hanging on the wall, and it rings. I haven't heard this damn phone ring in 10 years. And I picked it up as David, and for some strange reason it felt so comfortable. I hadn't spoken to this guy in 20 years. It was like we picked up a conversation we just left off the day before. So it was sweet, it was warm. Oddly enough, we didn't talk about Twin Peaks, but we shared a lot of our memories together, some of the time we spent on Dune, and of course Twin Peaks. And he said, hey man, I need a telephone number where I can be in touch with you. Is this a good one? I said, man, this is not a good phone. So we exchanged numbers, and in a while he got back to me and he said, we're going to do Twin Peaks. And I said, what? You missed 25 years, man. They're going to put you in jail. You're breaking some kind of law. Basically going to do it, and I said, well, you just call me when it's time to suit up. And I did.
Look, I don't know. I mean, his casting process is very interesting. It's you sit in a room and somebody talks to you and they put a video camera on your face and you're just talking about life in general, and you get a phone call saying, I want you to come read these pages. So I literally was like, with my kids, I'm like, I have to go by this office and read a script. And my biggest fear is that I was going to do something horrible and naked in the show. I mean, I know, when you're reading a David Lynch script, you have no idea where it's going to go. Yeah, it's a horrible thing. And then, I got to the scene that's in episode 9, and it was intimidating. I mean, it was the scariest thing I've ever read as an actor, just because in the middle of it, he's got a line that says the character breaks down hysterically sobbing. And you sort of know, being a fan of David's and being a fan of his movies, what that kind of looks like. So it was intimidating. And on that day, you sort of, in his world, you get 2 takes. I mean, you kind of come in, you do your thing, and you move on. So you want to be really good really fast.
What is the question that you guys get asked the most often by either the fans, the media, even if you aren't allowed to answer it? But I'm just curious, what's the question that kind of keeps coming up now that the return is out there? Do you have one?
What's David Lynch like?
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
David Lynch like?
How do you even answer a question like that? What's David Lynch like?
Can I say?
What's David Lynch like?
He has this incredible sense of joy about him. It's actually an easy answer because he's full of joy and life, and he has this peace about him that's unlike anyone I've ever experienced. And he has a vision of what he wants. I don't know. He's a fantastic human being. So it's actually an easy answer.
He is fantastic. He's his belief in his process and his vision and his point of view is so profound and focused, and he inspires me that way because he follows this dream in his mind, and that I find that inspirational in my life to go after the thing that I believe in the strongest. It inspires me that way.
One of the most impressive things about David is that he really shows great appreciation for other people's work. And it's one thing that we all like is to be appreciated for our efforts, and he never fails to do that. So you go home after a day's work with David and you feel good about yourself and about the world because of having had that experience.
I still get a little starstruck around David because he's just so unique, and he's like living on in another world, and it's one that you look up to and want to be a part of. You just kind of want to please him in everything you do. That sounds weird. On set. He's I'm back from that. Yeah. No, it's truly, that's not a joke. He creates such an incredibly imaginative world, and it's so original, and you just want to join that world at whatever cost, and you know it's going to be good because all his ideas are just completely original. Anyway, but thank you.
We're all just so grateful that you're here and that you love the show and that you're watching the show, and I think just give you guys a big shout out for being such fans. So thanks for being here.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, AMC's Preacher.
Fill all seats. Do not hold seats for other people or place items on the seats next to you.
I want that shirt, Kevin. I want that shirt.
Please silence all cell phones.